So we now continue the next session of signals and systems. Now we have a substantial number of students attending the lecture live. The same is being recorded and is made available to those who are not there and those who wish to see it again. The chances of the first is very small and chance of the second is very large, or is vice versa. Anyway, chance of both are negligible that I am aware of. Maybe by tomorrow I will supply, the COVID pandemic has made an irreversible impact on the teaching learning process all over the globe and especially in India. The teachers who were skeptical about the impact of already available media on their teaching learning process. They were thinking that they are exclusive and unless the teachers enlighten the students would be remaining in their poor state. They have to accept the ground reality and adopt to this process, and then students say that if yours is to be viewed in online mode or recorded mode, then what is the problem in viewing the content which are otherwise available? Why are you exclusive at all? So what I will do is that it is my firm conviction from years together that if the material which is already available, when we were students, such audio-visual medium was not available. If you ask your parents, then Alulkar's English cassettes were available, audio cassettes. Visual was not at all available, even recording, and its replay was not so easy. But with that thing getting transformed, with a very rich audio-visual content being available online, then if I tell the same thing to you in the classroom, it serves no purpose. At our generation, books were available, but books reading is a different context, and unless the learner is advanced learner, maybe at postgraduate or at research stage, unless learner is advanced learner, merely by reading the book, understanding is difficult. Therefore, the audio-visual medium of actual classroom was required, where the concepts are to be explained on the blackboard those days. Nowadays we can say whiteboard or smartboard. So as that itself is available, the teacher is otherwise becoming redundant. Then the responsibility of the teaching community as such is increased, so as to keep themselves exclusive. Yes, I am relevant, and therefore what the classroom discussion should be, it should be a discussion taking only covering all the syllabus by repeated things in the classroom is irrelevant. I will make you available the standard audio-visual sessions of Professor Gadre from IIT Bombay, which you can view on your own at your leisure time. You will have some background. Then, since he has started at IIT level, the expectations of the students are somewhat higher. So, if gaps don't remain, it's well and good. But as based on my experience, few gaps are likely to remain in the understanding. Therefore, what I will do, I will try to ensure that my teaching remains relevant, and when you go outside the classroom after listening me, you should feel that there is some value addition, even though the exact dimension in which value addition has taken place may be difficult for you to find immediately or even for years together or for a lifetime. I see, because despite AI intervention, human being is human being. So after the lecture, I felt nice. Then there may be some external evaluator. He may ask you, what exactly you liked of that session? How exactly it was meaningful for you? Then you will say, no, that I can't answer. I think every student should look at the whiteboard. There is one student who is looking it's not a live, it's not a something to be watched in the mobile. You will watch here. Even now, see, if a contest is conducted on a classroom of the year 2050. Now what can be done? By making some rules, students can be forced to come to the classroom. By observing you, I will say, no, you are not looking, I can make you look here. There may be few mischievous students who may be having some what we can say, Bluetooth earphones in their ears and listening something else. That can be forcefully taken away. However, whether you are attentive in the class or not, so if that is to be ensured, then I have to ask question answers to each one. That is not so easily feasible. Then there may be some kind of electronic gadget, just like a helmet, that is put on your head, and you know EEG, etc. And then some kind of signal processing is to be done, and a barometer, some kind of, what we can say, display will be there. It will change its height, and then maybe some kind of sensation what is picked up in the class, like that, because I should be able to view all. Then when I can say that you are in the class, if I make some sensational statement, that should create some kind of, that should act as stimulus to you, and then all the indicators should go high. And if some indicator is not going high that time, that will indicate that he is not listening. So it is called listening test, right? So that can be in 2050. So there are many ways with which the continuous attention of the students can also be ensured in the classroom. After all, after this continuous attending the classroom, you will say, what is my game? Then to that I have a counter argument. There is nothing available here which is so, by not attending and attentive in the classroom here, if there is something else which is exclusively important for you simultaneously, then you may have gone for that. But such thing is also not there. Since there is no alternative meaningful thing, since it is prescribed to your course, it's better to attend attentively. So this subject is hardly an electronic subject. It's an interdisciplinary, it's an engineering mathematical level subject. It is applicable for all physical systems in the world. All physical systems in the world. And for an intelligent class like yours, it's a challenging subject, wherein you should try, when I assign some work, you should try to solve it faithfully. And unless you solve that, you should not be able to sleep in a calm manner. So there should be a deep connect with the subject. It is expected with all the subjects. That will build your career. That will build you as a graduate engineer. What exactly its application is, whether the things which I learned today are required tomorrow, these are different questions. but your learnability should increase, and that should be the purpose. Therefore, whatever discussion which we are having in the class is to ensure that each and every point remain meaningful. Now, suppose if how the things in classroom should take place. I am talking, you are listening. I am talking at a moderate rate. It's not that I am just talking in a rapid fire manner. Not that I am talking in a slow speed English bulletin. That now it is stopped. Maybe 30 years back. At that time channels and all these things were not there. All India Radio at 2 p.m. there was English bulletin, 2 to 2:10. At 2:10 there was Hindi bulletin, 2:10 to 2:20. And at 2:20 there was you may ask your parents, there was a slow speed English bulletin from 2:20 to 2:40. Whatever was told at 2 p.m. English bulletin, same was told in slow manner. Now things have reversed. I put the lecture on YouTube and you can watch it at 2x speed, so as to save time. So I talk in a normal speed wherein you can understand and comprehend each sentence. Now, when I teach a subject, I am unfolding something. What should be, when you listen one sentence, the next sentence should not be something too random, which you have not thought of at all, and should not be also too certain. If everything next is too certain, then you know the lecture. What is the purpose in attending the lecture? Means it should be unknown. The next sentence should be unknown, but in a means you should be able, when you listen, this is teaching learning process, classroom learning. The next sentence you should not be able to predict exactly, but when I utter first sentence, after that you must be in a position, yes, the next sentence would be one out of these 10 sentences. It's just like in a game of chess. You can predict the next move of the next move of the opponent. You can't predict exactly. If it is so, then it would be, anyway, I think we have taken an example of, it's not deviation, it's very, very meaningful. Few of you may be programming experts. You might have learned AI. I think in the first year itself I told you the course of AI. What is the name of the course teacher? Which course I have told for AI? Machine learning course. I have told or not told? Who is the name of the teacher? Not in. It's Coursera. Andrew Ng. If not, I will give the link now. At a leisure time, you should watch that. Okay. It's a very interesting question. Then, suppose if one genius student of your class is, I think he looks genius. I said he looks genius, so that let us test. So, can he develop a program, software, a code, so that it will ever win? The question is, can you develop an ever winning chess program using AI? Yes or no? If you say yes, then the problem would be that I can't tell you, show me, because it is a time consuming process. So, but if you say no, then I will ask you, why? Are you lazy? Or how can you say that I can't? How can you prove that I can't develop? Or nobody can, not you. No, means if it is yes. See, my question is very clear. Can you develop a program using AI technique, which will play computer program, which will play chess, which would be ever winner computer program? Ever winner computer program for chess. Can it be developed? If its answer is yes, then it is you should be able to develop that. And if its answer is no, Suppose that there are two people, then can something be done? Then you will say, yes, I can do it. And when you say no, sir, he also can't do it. Are you getting me? Something is to be done. If you can do it, you say, yes, I can do it. And if you find that the answer is no, I can't do it. But you say with much rigor, he also can't do it. So if your answer is yes, it should be you should be able to develop that. And if your answer is no, you should be able to prove now itself that nobody in the world can do that. Then what is the answer? Can an ever-winner chess program be developed? Yes or no? What do you think? Can ever-winner chess program be developed? Which will win in any case? What? Anyway, even if you to have an opinion of something, it's not necessary that you should understand everything of that. Are you listening to me? To have opinion on something, it's not necessary that you should understand everything of that. You can still form an opinion based on gut feeling. Yes, I feel so. I thought so. So like that, what is your opinion? Yes? Your opinion yes?
No.
Then obviously, there will be two, since it's a MCQ with yes or no, everybody will attempt either yes or no. Unless there is negative marking, all will attempt the question. So the answer is no. Answer, an ever-winner chess program can't be developed. How will you prove it?
Because if you
Wait a minute. So I will give you. I will first elaborate the question so that others can think. The proof is by negation. The proof is by negation. Means what? What is answer? Answer is no. So ever-winner chess program can't be developed. So how we prove by negation? We create a situation and presume that ever-winning chess program is existing, and we take forward that situation, which will itself conclude that that assumption of negation will slowly lead to an impossibility, and that will prove that my assumption is wrong, so it can't be developed. Anybody else then wants to prove that? Nobody in the world can develop an ever-winner chess program. How will you prove that?
because there are a lot of, if we take up one move, then there are a lot of
No.
possibilities. So
He attempted, but that is not proof. Means it is your conviction. You think it can't be developed, but this conviction can't be, what we can say, undoubtedly explained or thrust upon the other. म्हणजे जे मला कळलं आहे पण मी तुम्हाला सांगू शकत नाही नेमकं काय. So that we don't. We want a convincing answer, a convincing logical proof that what you're looking at, you look here. By looking here, nothing will happen. But by looking here, even if you are distracting, you will be forced not to distract. After listening me, what is the impact that I don't know. Okay, so how can it be conclusively proven? Let us you must be a disruptive thinker. Means that disruptive, I need not tell it, normally everybody is having it, and students of such bright students of this college have inbuilt that technique in them. Disruptive thinking. Think in extreme manner. Let us say that yes, ever winning chess program is there. म्हणजे डिस्ट्रप्टिव्ह थिंकिंग म्हणजे काय, जगात जे काही समोरचा माणूस सांगेल ते कसं चुकीचं ठरेल अशा पद्धतीने विचार करायचा. डिस्ट्रप्टिव्ह थिंकिंग. अँड सी नाव the world is so dynamic, vibrant today that by normal thinking you can't progress. All is occupied. So you have to be disruptive if you want to progress. तिरका विचार करायचा. आज लेक्चर आहे, आज लेक्चरला यावंच नोटीस, ऑफलाईन सगळ्यांनी यावंच नोटीस काढली, मी आलो नाही तर काय होईल, डिफॉल्ट का तिरका विचार करायचा. सर I said that what is to be proved? That program can't be developed. So what is assumed? Yes, ever-winning chess program is there. हे assumption केलं. पण ते कसं खोटं पाडता येईल? What you want to do? Ever-winning chess program is there is to be proven wrong. Right? आपण बरोबर प्रूव्ह करणं अवघड आहे. पण चूक कसं होणार नाही समोरच्याचं, म्हणून समोरचा एव्हर विनिंग प्रोग्राम आहे असं म्हणतोय असं अज्युम करायचं आणि मग ते उलट प्रूव्ह करायला लावायचं. लेट अस से येस, इफ आय से एव्हर विनिंग चेस प्रोग्राम इज देयर, आय कम अँड से येस आय हॅव एव्हर विनिंग चेस कम्प्युटर प्रोग्राम. देन व्हॉट विल बी चॅलेंज यू कॅन डू टू प्रूव्ह इट रॉंग? नो, व्हाय? इट्स AI based. Why? Wait. So what you will say? I claim and comes, yes, I have a winning program, chess program with me, and I argue him. What you will argue? Play with me, and I will prove you wrong. But anyway, but that is not the general proof, because it will take time and it can't be proven. We wanted a general, because that is general challenge of his confidence, not the proof of something wrong. She's on the exact track. Anybody else? Anybody else? It is program, right? It's a program. So it must be loaded in some computer. Then what can be done? This program can be loaded in some computer. Human being has got some very unique properties. इतर दोघांच्या भांडण होण्याचं काम आपण उत्तम पद्धतीने करू शकतो. You are expert. Right. So what will you do? That ever-winning chess program is there with me. Put that in one computer and put the same in the other computer. Right. And if you put that, what will happen? So both, what will happen with that right now don't know. But म्हणजे काय होईल आपण इतकं सांगू शकत नाही, पण काय होऊ शकणार नाही हे नक्की सांगू शकतो. What is that? Both can't win. In a game of chess, both can't win. That is 1-1 is an impossibility. So then what is likely is a different thing to be thought over. Okay, so it is very clear now that ever-winning chess program can't be designed. If ever-winning chess program, when you come to know that ever-winning chess program can't be designed, what can be designed which is very close to that ever-winning program? Right. So I think, do you play chess? So, ever-winning is an impossibility. The nearest possibility for an AI developer, or for AI-based chess algorithm developer, program developer, is a never-loser chess program. A never-loser chess program. So that never-loser chess program is such that it is ever-winning, except that what you say is my unique development. That never-loser chess program should be ever winner or should win with in you claim to be ultimate chess program developer. So you have developed your best, that is ever winner chess, never loser chess program. So that never loser chess program will win with or against a never loser chess program by you will win will win against everyone except itself. If other computer is having any other algorithm, then your never loser program should win. It not is must win, because there may be somebody else also who has developed equally competent program. But you should claim that yes, means what should be your target? Your target that my never loser should win with everybody except itself, and if it is itself, then it has to die. So that never loser chess program development should be your target. Unfortunately, you could not develop a formula for EMI. What we are talking, I think that I have given an assignment, right? It's a high school scholarship level assignment which you could not do. At least by ashamed with our state of mind today at second year of graduation level, before coming for tomorrow's class, try to work on that EMI formula. EMI answer I don't want, that in Excel you can get it easily. Empirical formula, principal amount, rate of interest and a term. Term is n months, rate of interest is capital R or small r, principal is P, and the EMI is E. E is equal to some function, is a linear, I give a hint, is a linear function of P, non-linear function of R and N. So you develop that. I again repeat, actually maybe sometime if you are unable to develop, sometime I will take a open time test of EMI development. Means you are not allowed to go out unless you do it. You see, there is no rocket science. I am not asking the, what we can say, exit speed of the rocket to develop formula. It's EMI formula which you have to do it. Means if doing it is no achievement, but inability to do, if you serve your parents, it's not something great. If you don't serve, it is you are at fault. So development of formula for EMI is no achievement. Inability to develop is a serious limitation. So at least do that. The complex analytical things are much later. So I hope we now start. So what is signal? Can anybody explain? What is signal? What is signal?
Data transferred in form of waves. Data transferred in form of waves.
The form of waves. Not necessarily wave, right now we should not come to that. And transfer also we need not come to it at this initial stage. Anybody else? What is signal?
Electrical pulses.
Why electrical only? Why electrical? What is signal? Signal? Nobody? First of all, we can have signal abstract also, but right now we don't jump to abstract. It must be some physical parameter. Some physical parameter. And length and mass, or for a common man, weight. Mass actually, or I think that we are not at that narrow boundary where we should be able to, or we need to differentiate between weight and mass. So length and weight, we can say, are length and weight are quite perceivable physical quantities for human being based on his sensory feeling of his sensory organs. Time is not so, what we can say, perceivable, but still perceivable. So time. So suppose if there is a tree, fast growing tree, then that tree will rise in its height. Tree will rise in its height. If there is a small baby, his height will also increase, but weight will, as it grows, baby grows, weight will increase. So when we talk of signal, value of the physical quantity under interest, say length of a tree, weight of a baby, like that, temperature of certain point. So temperature is also perceivable by human being, but not so linearly. That perception of temperature is not so easy for anybody to talk about. The difference between 30 and 32 and difference between 45 and 47, even though the difference of 2 degrees, its perception is quite different. Anyway, so it is some physical entity, its value. But that doesn't become a signal. To qualify it to be a signal, it must be with respect to something. With respect to something. So, to be very classical, it is mapping of to be very precise, it is mapping of one variable with other. Mapping of one variable with other variable. And in normal circumstances, for most of the time, or again I will not use the word time, in most cases, the other variable with which something is to be mapped is time, and the variable to be mapped is some physical quantity. Is it clear? So a classical definition is mapping of one variable with other variable is a signal, whereas a working definition is it is mapping of some physical parameter with time. Is it clear? Mapping of one physical parameter with time is signal. Is it okay? Is it clear? Now, and to take the example, we should take the mechanical or civil engineering related example, because the parameters which we can see. Therefore, we have taken the water tank model, liquid tank model as an example. That example everybody has to understand, because something can be seen. Whereas voltage, the moment at which, since voltage is what we can say non-perceivable by my sensory organs, it is somewhat difficult, right? Is it clear? So, what is signal? one physical parameter mapped with time. Right? Is it clear? So now we take an interesting example, and I think that water tank example is extremely meaningful example. Now what we do, on the left hand side we have a tank, the same tank we have. And a continuous water supply is available in it, right? Continuous water supply is available, and this is the outlet. So what we go out such that this level is maintained, right? It's a water tank. Now, since it is water, we use the sea color, right? Okay. Now, this is fixed. Now, length, or instead of length, height, it is to measure. Now you have means. See, when you travel by train, at every railway station, something in meters. Say at Sangli, you will find 551 something. That is height from mean sea level, right? So like that, I can say that this is the zero level, right? This is zero level. So the water level is with respect to that. So this is the water level. Now this tank is put on some platform which I can vary. Are you getting me? See what I want, because this must be kept same. So this is fixed. But the thing on which it is there varies, right? So when I vary that, this level will change. So what is the signal level of, I will say Li, because I am going to use it further. So I define here when I bring it down, it will come down. When I move it up, it will go more up, right? So this water level measured from this is L in. Is it right? L in. And I am varying it continuously. Varying means I also can keep it stationary, right? Varying, not to vary, is one, what we can say, subset of varying, right? So since it is with respect to time, what I can say, that the signal is L in T. Are you getting me now? It's I claim that even if you make now in few decades back, getting information was difficult. Now sorting information is difficult. I make a claim that you can have Google search and an explanation. What I claim, that it is a simple most, whatever I am doing in the classroom now is a simple most definition, simple most explanation of signals and systems. You can Google search and find any other See, explanation book can't be further simple because only reading doesn't give a feel of understanding. So something if wants to compete with my session must be an audio visual medium, right? So I claim that there is no other video available which is simpler than this. What does it mean? I have reached a rock bottom. I am on the ground. I can't, means since it is simple most, when coming on the ground level, I can't go below. मला पाताळात गाडून घ्यावं लागेल. याच्यापेक्षा सोपं सिग्नल सिस्टीम हे सांगणारा व्हिडिओ जगात नाही. मी ग्राउंड लेवलला आलेलो आहे. ह्याच्या पलीकडे मी आता सिंपल होऊ शकत नाही. मला पाताळात गाडून घ्यावं लागेल. आणि मी गाडून घेऊन प्रश्न समजा आपण अगदी त्याला एक भावनिक हे टच दिला. मी गाडून घ्यायला हरकत नाही, पण तो मी गाडून सुद्धा प्रश्न संपणार नसेल तर त्याला काय अर्थ नाही. म्हणजे मी गाडून घेऊन तुम्हाला कळणार नसेल तर काय होणार, माझाही जीव जाणार आणि तुम्हालाही कळणार नाही. सो इट इज सिम्पल. थीम इज दॅट इट इज सिम्पल मोस्ट. इज इट क्लियर? L-in-T, right? So what is now this? You can put on a wheel, you can put on some rack and pin arrangement. Many options are there, but you can change it. Is it okay? So that L-in-T. Now what is a system? What is a system? What can you give a simple definition of a system? What is a system? A combination of some physical components. In electrical engineering, the components are different. In mechanical engineering, the components are different. So this is fluid mechanics, neither fully civil nor mechanical. So some components. What are the components in fluid mechanics? Valve. The valve is having some opening, right? So based on the opening, what happens? The flow, we have assumed, exactly is not there, but we have assumed. I think that in the YouTube video which you might have seen, that description completely, but still I will give you. So what we have valve, a simple arrangement, or I think there is no need of to explain separately. I can put a valve here. The pipe is considered to be sufficiently wider. Means just like in electrical engineering we assume wires and we say that wires have zero resistance. In fact they have, but it is negligible. So pipe also, if you have a bigger pipe or smaller pipe, there will be a change, but pipe is sufficiently big so that we need not consider the resistance of the pipe. So valve is controlling it, right? So pipe is wider. And now on the other side also you have another. And just it is so now what will happen with respect to this valve? Voltage is equivalent to level, current is equivalent to flow, and quantity is equivalent to charge. So for this valve there is this L in, so I can say this is L1, I can say on the other side L2. So how much flow takes place depends on what? How much flow takes place if this is also variable. I can put up, this also I can change. Suppose if this I take it and bring it at both are same, will there be any water flow? water will flow from this way, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
If I bring it down, what will happen?
No
Will
water will
increase.
flow.
So the water flow, what is the equation of valve? Valve is a component where flow is proportional to what? Level difference across it, right? So if L is the level difference, flow is proportional to L, where L is equal to L1 minus L2. Is it clear? I think, as I have claimed, it is so simple that even if you, just like in Valchan, it is very difficult to fail or very difficult to remain non-placed. Just like that, even if you decide not to understand, you can't stop from understanding. It's so simple. Flow is proportional to level, right? Where level difference L, which is L1 minus L2. Now, again the valve having some opening O, we will, even if the word is opening, we will define it by apposition. O is apposition. If valve is tightened, what will happen? Flow will
Stop.
reduce. If valve is loosened, flow will increase.
Increase.
So, that O is a typical parameter, which we define such that in case of electricity, current is proportional to voltage directly and inversely proportional to resistance, right? So, opposition O of the valve is defined. So, flow is proportional to 1 upon, right? Flow is proportional to 1 upon. Is it clear? So, what is flow? To be very precise, flow is equal to L. We have defined the constants of proportionality as 1 effectively. So, flow is for a valve. So, for a component valve, flow is proportional to level difference upon opposition. Is it clear? I think there is no statement made in the entire session today which is beyond understanding. Is it okay? Now this tank is having, this is not a tank, it is one level created just to give you the L1 and L2 effect. Now we will go for a tank. Now we will not be having an outlet. We will go for a tank. And then we will go for a tank. We will go for one stopper also. A stopper. That is either completely on or completely off. Then valve. Valve you can have controlled opening. Input signal. Valve. Stopper is not just to give the beginning of the thing. Stopper need not be immediate thing. And this tank is a system. What is system? Valve, input signal, you connect through pipe to valve, from valve with pipe to tank. So, valve and tank is the system. Now, what will happen? The water will be, it's quite obvious that when you start the system at t equal to 0, you will open the stopper. Valve has some opening. And initial state, whether initially the tank was empty or there was some water, that can change the situation, right? So system is having an initial state. So what is system? Some given arrangement of the physical components, valve and tank in this case, right? Now my question is, and this you have to develop here itself. You are now, it is not like in case of recorded version I was saying that now I will put pause, then you develop, which you are not doing, and then you can again replay. Now what advantage we have got? I will put pause on the YouTube on the camera, so that anyway we have come across around 50 minutes. So we will put a pause, and for those who are watching on in online, it would be in the next lecture, but for you, you will be working and you will start immediately. Is it clear? So that I will complete the question. The tank is, see, to be very precise, the single example we can have so many variations to explain the impact of what is signals and system and why it is so important. We will spend some time because that will give you a feel. The lectures of Professor Gadre I am already putting, so you can for the syllabus, exam and all that thing as a course, if you go through, everything is available. But here I will address it so that everyone has to understand. So at this point of time, let us assume it is a cylindrical tank with the cross-sectional area constant throughout, right? Cross-sectional area constant throughout, and let that be A. Let that be A, right? A cylindrical tank with cross-sectional area A. Now, initially let us assume with empty tank. Initially the tank is empty. Right? Now this is LNT. So you start, and after you start, you can change LIT also. It need not be constant. Its constant is a special case. You can assume this to be height 1. So LIT equal to 1 is a special case, which you don't change. A constant signal. So you can develop, if you are very much super expert, you can develop LIT for LNT. If you presume to be moderate, you can develop an assumption LIT equal to 1. Keep it constant. Is it clear? So the question is, if input signal is LNT, input signal is the water level in the left hand side, it is not actual tank, the input water level, or you can say that left hand side tank, which is very separately managed. If the initial condition of the right hand side tank is that it is empty, and if I open this stopper S at t equal to 0, derive I write the question and pause the video so that you can start your work. Derive